in ATG sessions where we're trying to get measurably stronger in a deep position, which is proven for the glutes, which the glutes act to extend our hips, we first want to get measurably stronger in hip flexion.
And like every exercise in the ATG system, everyone can start this at your own level.
The ATG standard for athletes is 20 reps with at least 10% of your body weight, getting your thigh above parallel on each rep without bending the back knee. That same number for females is 8% of body weight. You can mimic that same number with 20% of your weight for 20 seconds, or for females, 16%. My journey with the hip flexors dates back to running a 6-second 40-yard dash in high school, the slowest in my team's history. Then I had 3 surgical knee alterations. Later on, started figuring out how to get strong legs and bulletproof knees, but was still criticized by scouts for having slow feet, and I couldn't figure out why. I was getting faster for sure, but it wasn't until later as a coach, from obsessively measuring athletes on laser timers and then comparing what they could do, that I found the missing link. The fastest guys, yes, were among the strongest at putting force into the ground, but were also the strongest at picking up their own legs. So for someone like me, who was starting out much slower, even if I matched their ability to put force into the ground and could match them on a vertical jump test, I didn't start getting fast until I figured out things like knee flexion, the Nordic, and measurable overload of the hip flexors was a big one. So now when I play basketball, my speed is actually a weapon, and that's only in about 2 years of real consistent hip flexor training the way it is now in the ATG system. So that makes me very optimistic for slow athletes. At the same time, as a coach, I've observed that the more injuries people rack up and the more we age, well, we stop sprinting. And if you genetically start out slow, it means you're not opening up that much in the first place. So the hip flexors get not only weaker from aging injuries or genetic slowness, but also stiffer. So this ATG split squat we do, which measurably gets those hip flexors length, combined with getting them strong, can bring them up to the levels that should be relative to the rest of the body. So my strategy and principle attacking training is the human body is designed correctly. Where have we deviated? So one way my body deviated was as I got strong, I wasn't getting strong in the hip flexors. This led to tweaks. This led to all kinds of nasty impingements, which I see now are practically reaching epidemic levels because almost no one is training the hip flexors with measurable intent the same way we work all the other things. So when we sprint, we're now really straining on those hip flexors more than we should. Not to mention that weakness there when we run makes us more of a clopper. Now we're straining our knees more than we should. So for more ability, less pain, greater longevity, ATG split squat plus measurable hip flexor training.